So we start Bramwell Station, we start the OT2, and we go Palm Creek's the first crossing, isn't it?
Literally 3 k's in.
So the start of the OT2 is actually at Bramwell Station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where you find the big board there when you drive in. So just a bush track in there.
Straight in
the
there.
last few you'll get till
Bamaga.
What do you think of Palm Creek? It's the first crossing on the OT2.
Very skinny.
Yeah, the skinny. And those cars were real skinny. So I was like, wasn't real sure. And I
I don't know if
wasn't.
I'd call them skinny, I'd call them normal cars.
Yeah, true.
An average four-wheel drive. I really enjoyed Palm Creek because
I enjoyed getting out the other side, like up that hill.
100%.
That was pretty technical.
My liking to it is you're 3k's into the OTT, this hardcore four-wheel drive track, and the first crossing, Palm Creek, it's nearly a gunshot these days. It's quite impressive. It's obviously not as steep, but it's a pretty big descent to get in there. And once you're in there, you're in there. The two tracks are either a heap of mud and you're going to have some fun, or a pretty rutted out exit, which was the chicken track, but I wouldn't call it a chicken track anymore.
Well, I definitely, there's one big thing that blew me away was you see a lot of photos of cars that are stuffed and broken CVs and they're stuck and you're like, what the hell have you got that in Palm Creek for? And the big thing, there's actually no way around. Like you can't, it's not like the Powerline track in WA or anything, you can't go out a couple of k's and back in to get around it. The only way through,
hard as well.
the only way through is through that way. Like there's nothing around it anywhere. Same as the creek crossings.
So my tip for it, an average four-wheel drive. I'm not trying to wank myself off here, but an average four-wheel drive, a BT50 for example, you're going to need a winch.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the exits,
Steep.
yeah, you're going to need a winch. I drove it, Josh drove it, but
62 drove it.
I was shocked. I thought you had no chance in hell. The old big tank, but she just went straight up. I was actually really impressed.
That thing's not like, yeah, that surprised me there, I must admit.
Just pause for a
On
second.
someone else's car.
That's on camera. Yeah, it's alright, we're not doing anything important here, baby. You just take your time. We'll just keep rolling.
Then Magpie was taking.
Where were we? So Cody went up and I had to winch up the exit of Palm Creek on the left. The right hand side was real muddy, eh?
Well, there was a guy stuck in there, and as he tried to go up, he snapped a CV.
Hang up. Jack Daniels, if you're watching.
Sponsor.
That was.
Just one more thing too. On the exit of Palm Creek, we had 2 or 3, maybe 5 cameras rolling, and none of them caught the proper wheel lift coming out of there.
Yeah, so as you come up Palm Creek,
That was some serious.
on the left-hand side, your rear wheel drops into this wicked rut, and the front right lifts something chronic. And exactly that, we had 5 cameras going, and not one of them caught it.
So big old thing coming out on basically the rear left wheel. Just big wheel stand out of there.
Without exaggerating, I probably could have stood under my wheel, and the camera went as the car went up and went down. We missed it.
No, Dalhunty River, I think, was just a small crossing.
I did that one next.
Yeah, no, that was just a nice river crossing. Very shallow, rocky bottom, easy as, deep fit in. It was nice to do that.
So I think what Aaron's trying to say is that was crap. Go to the next one. But
that's when you start getting into the real KBL, isn't it?
yeah, it's when you start to.
Yeah.
Up until then, the rivers are all dry. Up till we got to there, we actually started flowing water. That was cool. They're
By then we had a couple of lemonades and we thought we were doing pretty well.
There's something in the lemonade in Cape York, by the way. So,
Yeah. Black lemonade.
So too many lemonades and not enough right boot, and we ended up in a situation, didn't we?
But winches again. Winches, they worked hard, they got us out.
Yeah.
Technically, not bogged.
Not
Because
bogged.
yeah, it's self recovery. So. And then yeah, from there.
Pretty sure Birdie Creek, that is the one that you went through, the big dog leg.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so Birdie Creek, don't do it in two-wheel drive.
Don't get bogged.
We had one of our guys go through first, and I asked him how it was. He said, "Yeah, piece of piss."
Hard bottom.
Hard bottom. Him not realising I was in two-wheel drive, having a bit of a putt around. and I decided to get halfway through it and then change into four-wheel drive. So that was interesting.
Backhand bottom, yeah.
My drawers got a little bit wet, but I didn't get bogged. I drove out, and it's on video. I just stopped for a bit of a scenic look. See how.
Should we show them that now?
I think we should show them that now.
Yeah, we'll show you now.
Right.
We're going to be parked up round the corner, so don't go up the side.
So up to Jake's rims. Up to his bonnet. Oh, his bull bar, sorry.
Zoom in. Your hubs are out, dude. You turn your hubs in. Ooh, wet draws.
So as you can see, I was just looking for the fish really, and then I
Yeah.
thought, bugger this, I better get out of here. So
Yeah.
that was all that really happened.
But it goes to show you, if you even maybe a standard full drive, if you had hard tyres with it, you might even get the same position. And I don't think there was a great deal of winch off the other side, really, was it?
No,
No,
it's
'cause it did
it's
a
the
big
turn
dog
that gets
leg.
you. I think momentum was key for that one, because the turn, once you start doing that turn, you start churning the bottom, and it's quite easy to
And
see.
not even that, the exit was all rutted out.
Yeah.
There was big
Oh, yeah.
wheel
Where you
lifts,
got your
yeah.
Four-wheel drive. Four-wheel drive's a must. That's what I learned out of that one. Don't do it two-wheel drive.
And then after that, we hit gunshot.
I personally really enjoyed Gunshot. In saying that, it wasn't. I'm not talking it down, but it wasn't what I thought. I thought it was this hardcore holy shit moment. And don't get me wrong, you get there, it is an impressive drop, and it's a little bit ball tingling, but it wasn't as hardcore as I presumed it would be.
I think a lot of the videos we've been watching are like, that make it, seem real full on.
100%.
You get there and you're like, where's the next one?
Yeah, so whoever's filming this, give us some pointers, because you guys make it look worse than what it is, and it's really not that bad. The track to go round's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
I
if
reckon
you don't
that
want to
was
do
worth.
Gunshot, you can go round through the creek, and that's kind of cool. On the right hand side, it gets pretty deep.
Yeah, stay to your left when you go through there.
Yeah,
And
but watch the tree. There's a tree that's half fallen over it, and if you're anything over 2.2 metres, your rooftop tent decides to give the tree a kiss, which I learnt the hard way.
Well, we nearly took out, we had an awning on there too.
Yeah. OTT, Queensland, Cape York, crocodiles, they don't exist. I don't think they don't exist. I'll argue it, they don't exist. Prove me wrong, show me a photo, but they don't exist.
There was a sign that gunshot on the Great Gate last crocodile viewed or something.
Three
3
weeks
before.
ago.
3 weeks before, and we're like, oh, yeah, right.
I think it's a myth. I didn't see one, and I was looking for it. Like I was even swimming when we went to swim. Like they don't exist. And I'm a chunky piece of something to eat. Like, and nah, they didn't come for me. So,
Definitely scented.
yeah.
Patu Creek was the one you went through and Josh scared you with a crocodile.
Oh, that's where the crocodiles. Yeah, no, if I take that back, crocodiles do exist. I just didn't see it.
That was pretty funny because
So we got to the creek.
the bloody cameras are looking at the tree the whole time. But
The
we're
creek.
gonna have to tell them what actually happened.
It's impressive because you pull up to this thing and it's probably
And it's murky.
what 50 metres
At
plus.
least.
I mean, it'd be close to 100 metres a creek crossing.
Long.
Now, again, you guys' cameras are good. You don't show the chicken track going around the back, but we thought, nah, this thing's on the camera, we're going to go through it. So we thought we'd give it a walk first, because it's just murky, brown,
Can't see
muddy
how
water.
deep
You
it
can't
is.
see a thing.
Jake, that's too deep. Your balls are wet.
So it's probably about very waist height, 95% of it. Gets a little bit lower.
It'd be deep,
Oh no, it went
but
deeper than that, didn't it?
Yeah, it was up to me, buddy.
Titties.
Yeah, it was just below my boobs.
Yeah, so no, I'll take that back. It's about boob height. We thought we'd walk it first, see what it was like, and then as we're coming back, Josh is in the corner looking at a real like, And like you watch their movies and you just know shit's about to go down. They're playing that music, it's like duh, and you just know. Anyway, Josh walks off to a corner of the creek that was exactly a movie scene.
I'm already on that side.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
What is it?
Little snapper. Is it? Yeah, right there.
A crocodile.
Little snappies.
Where?
Oh!
I'm out. Bring your own bastard.
I'll buy that one.
I like your toast.
Give me a fucking broken rib too. Just hit me out. Punch me and just fuck.
Yeah, eat this bastard. Fuck it out of here.
I said he only has to outrun you.
And he starts bloody shouting. You can see a little baby snapper. So I thought I'd go over geese. And he's sitting there, and I'm over his shoulder. He's going, look, it's right there. It's right there. Was it right there?
Should I let you on a secret? I said, look, a little snapper. And it was a tiny little turtle. And just as I was looking at it, this is actually what happened. Just as I was looking at it, an air bubble came up under the mud underneath my foot, and I went, ah! And that's when you broke your ribs with your fist and ran off.
But the way I thought it is, he shouted crocodile, pretended it grabbed his ankle, so I thought I'd king hit him in the ribs and get out of there because I've only got to outrun Josh. So that was me gone. I was see you later. Now he tells me it was a turtle.
He didn't be specific on what snappy he was talking about. Turtles.
Little snapper.
I don't care. I'm in brown water that's 100
It
metres
was
long.
fucking brown after.
And, oh mate, it smelt brown after. I can't see. I'm not having, nah. I'm too much of a snack size for a, nah, I'm out. No thanks.
So we drove that.
Yeah.
We drove that. That was good actually. There's a pretty big hole out there. If you're too scared to go up the outcline, you can hang a right through the water. There is a bridge there
Well, 62.
that takes you onto a concrete bridge. So don't be scared to do the crossing because it makes quite a cool video.
Definitely still check it. We probably shouldn't have walked it because of the crocodiles and things, but
Again, myth.
We didn't walk it with a big rock.
it was a bit nerve-wracking walking that walk.
Yeah, I wasn't keen.
You didn't even do it.
Oh, I didn't have to. You did. But your fruit bat falls was cool. I
It
enjoyed
was
that.
beautiful.
That was
I sat in the waterfall a little bit too long and like got pummeled on my back.
That's some pressure comes out of that thing, man.
Yeah,
That was cool.
It was bloody good though.
I enjoyed fruit bat more than Elliot. Elliot, don't get me wrong, was great, but I really enjoyed fruit bat. Like the scenery there, and the fact you can actually have a swim there. That was really cool.
The only thing I didn't like about Fruit Bat was you couldn't camp there. Yeah.
Is that where we swam
You
up
swam
to get the ball?
from
Yeah.
one falls to the other falls. You swam from
That's where we jumped off the cliff.
swam from the saucepan or whatever it was right through to Twin Falls. Yeah, Cypress Creek.
Cypress Creek, that was...
The log
The
crossing.
Oh yeah.
So
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just fit on.
The
Yeah.
thing was, I used to laugh at all the cruises when they go through on the other YouTube channels or whatever, and full drive action. When they go through there, they hit a little bit of a flexi spot on the other side and just spin the wheel and not be able to go forward. And I was thinking, there's nothing there, but there actually is a really big drop there. I don't like churching things up. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It was cool. It was impressive, but it wasn't what I'd seen on camera. It was
Put it this way, the drop was pretty impressive. It was a long way down. So
Next to
there was
you,
no
it's
water.
not. It's like one of you. Sasquatch. That'll be the way to
We're
go.
talking about Super Sub. Nolan's is up.
Nolan's.
Oh, one more thing. Okay, back to Silver Creek, the wooden bridge. Now, every time you see a car go over it, you can hear the wood cracking and creaking. Honestly, that's a myth. It's sturdy as.
That's the same as reception and crocodiles. It doesn't exist. Yeah.
You need to add a little list.
Yeah.
So what happened?
At where? Nolan's?
Yeah.
Wow. I thought, no, let's get serious now. So I had it in 4. I had winch completely pulled out right around the bull bar, so I had somewhere ready to rock and roll. Unfortunately, there was nobody except for... there was nobody useful on the other side of Nolan's. Everybody else that was over there was just...
Come on, Jack. There were some guys, but they still had their rooftop tents up.
In fairness, they had nothing to do with us. Yeah, they were around the corner and they were still half asleep.
9 o'clock in the morning.
9 o'clock in the morning. Well, there's a couple of tins had that.
Turn it off, Jake.
So we got up, so did Nolan, so I thought I'd be pretty prepared. And went in quick, tried to get the bow wave happening behind me to push me through, and then slowed down going into it. When the water started to hit over my bonnet, I freaked out a little bit and give it a bit more right boot than I probably needed to, and I just...
How much, Jurgen?
Oh,
You go over the whole boat
I was at least doing 140 underwater.
in low range.
And at least. I was probably pushing 200. Like I was getting myself out of there quick. But all seriously, I just accelerated too hard when I was in the soft sand. I haven't drove water before, and it sunk the car. So we had water. To put it this way, we had water inside the car, covering the whole dash. So radios, aircon, steering wheel, that was all completely submerged inside.
ECUs.
That way.
ECUs, relays. Because
Anything that was worth anything.
because I've played with the car, it's got a supercharged LS under the bonnet. It's got computers and all sorts of jazz under there, and it just it got wet. So to make it even better, when we went in and I sunk the car, Cody ran in to get my winch out for me, and the winch decided to fall off the bonnet and go around my axle and snap, so I had no winch. Josh, I hadn't told Josh I was going through because I was pretty confident I was going to get through it. So he was still letting air out his tyres, and he's just heard this big super sub bloody rumbling in the water.
Everyone yelling and
Everyone's
saying,
screaming. So
get a car.
Josh, still having tyre deflators attached to his car, just smashed round the corner. Ran out
Finally
the
got
car.
to use his wind.
Finally got to use his winch. Put it on the back of me and got me out there pretty quick. So that was good. So we got out of there. So that was probably 7 hours we spent getting the car going. So we had to drop all the oil. Spark plugs had to come out.
What happened there? The water come in the cab, filled up, hit the fuel pump relay, blew the fuse,
Killed the car.
killed the engine.
Water went
All
up
the
exhaust.
intake was dry and everything, so
So when we checked the intake was completely bone dry. We took the exhaust off because that was full through cats and everything. That was completely drenched.
yeah, the water travelled up through the exhaust into the engine. That way, once the car was shut off.
Yeah, we the immobiliser shorted out and blew itself up. We had the fuel relays blew itself up. So it was 7 hours of crap, really. That sucked. I was ready to blow my whistle. It was
Check out the video.
yeah.
That's
It was,
episode
24.
but that was pretty cool. So yeah, 7 hours we got it through. Fortunately, the old mate, the Unimog, come past and he just drove through it like he went through a puddle. So that was
Literally, in the deepest one of all.
That was quite annoying to watch, but good bloke. He dragged us all through, which was good. So we got the car running, and then he pulled me through with a snatch on.
Left the car running.
Left the car running this time, which was good. So that was all of us through. And then we thought we're in the clear because I say 7 hours, but we got the car going. And keep in mind, we're on dirt with limited tools and limited. Well, I had
Supplies.
zero knowledge. Josh had 90% of it, and we all just had a crack until she started running again. So that was good. But we got about 500 metres down, well, past Nolan's once we finally got through, and I lost drive again, which was...
That's when you see the smoke come out and the old fire blast.
Yeah, which was really crap because I did a gearbox in Alice Springs on the way to the OTT. So when I lost drive again, I thought the box had gone, but what had really happened was it must have got a heap of water in the gearbox and the oil couldn't get out, and my breather for my is above the top of the bonnet, so it spurted all the oil out
It had
on,
water in it too.
because it was full of water, so it spurted all the oil out onto my extractors. So not only did we lose drive, I look at my bonnet and I had flames coming out my bonnet scoop. So
You just love spending money, don't you?
that really made my arsehole tense. That was not fun. And then to make it even better, Josh has seen the flames and the smoke coming out of the car. And old fireman Josh has come running up with his blue water bottle. It turns out the old blue water bottle.
Do you want to redo that?
Yeah, redo that one.
Blue water bottle.
So blue water bottle, Josh comes across with his blue water bottle, and she was stark as empty. So it turns out we use that. We use the water out of the blue bottle for noodles for lunch. So when car caught on fire, we had no water to put her out, which probably wasn't the best thing to put it out with.
I only worked it out after I'd run to your car with the empty bottle.
But by the time Josh got there, we already had the fire extinguisher.
Check this bit of footage out and keep an eye on Erin. As she stops me, she's given me the fire extinguisher. I've run with it still in the box, and she stopped me to unbox it for me because I'm trying to throw the whole thing on the car. just watch this for a second. This is gold. So yeah. So anyway, so we got the fire out, which was, thank God for that, and we didn't
and we had
do.
fires behind us too.
Yeah, so actually the Unimog guys, they come up behind us about 10 minutes later, well not even that, about 5 minutes later, and turns out
They
they're all
all came
firers.
running.
And they all had fire extinguishers, unlike Josh. Josh had an empty blue bottle. So, I can fix a car, but if I can put the fire out, you're fucked.
I did a few laps. I was generally keeping busy.
Looked like Chicken Little running around. You should get no idea what was going on. So yeah, that was that day. So I completely...
And then got towed to Loyalty Beach.
Yeah, okay, yeah, well, sweet. We'll miss my dummy spit. Yeah, so I got towed to Loyalty Beach that day.
Oh, that was a big dummy spit.
Oh, that was... Yeah.
I've never ever seen it like that. That was pretty bad.
I was ready to
You were
take on the whole.
heartbroken.
I was ready to go. That day killed me. But
That was the start of the problem.
that's been the start of me car gremlins. Now, ever since that, they just won't get out me car.
Yeah. And his windows are going up and down by themselves.
Had no choice on it. Everything just started coming on and off as it pleased. But no, that was good. But Josh flat towed me into Loyalty Beach across Jardine. So I did cross Jardine River by snatch.
On the barge.
On the barge, because Super Sub had enough action for one day. So, and then to make it even worse, it was that bad we had to put a short snatch on to get me on there. And then once we got off, Josh thought it'd be fun to take me for a drive down the road with a short snatch on. And mate, actually, I've got a photo for you. Have a look at this photo. This is what the car looks like, and as red as the car was, me and Erin were as well inside, because the windows finally started to stay down.
They wouldn't go back up.
We were red. Check this photo out. So that was our drive to look.
Yeah, it's very relaxed, very chilled.
I remember one of the days we pulled up about 2-3 o'clock, just gave the car a rest.
Bushman?
Yeah, we'll go Bushman's, yeah.
Ow!
Well,
Have
it's
that,
no
have
smaller than normal.
Take two. Bushmans? Anyone Bushmans? There and there. But
Keep
honestly,
watching.
if you are wanting to do the OTT,
Do it.
give it a crack. Don't think about it. Don't go.
Don't
just,
take what we say either.
We drove all the way from Perth. Like, that's a mission. We still did it.
Just sit next to you.
But it's just trying to drive.
But
Gearbox after gearbox.
OTT, highly recommend. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really did.
It's definitely an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Get onto it, OTT. This is WA Ventures with courtesy of Big Hole. So get amongst the guys, get on board, hit the subscribe button. If you guys like the videos that's coming out, consider hitting the alert, the bell, whatever the jigger is at the bottom. Give us a couple of comments and yeah, come say good day. We'll see you later.
Gotcha.
See ya! Peace out! 7 miles.